Who would have thought that a simple milk packet would become the greatest tool for escaping from prison when it comes into the hands of this man named Ray? But as soon as Ray cuts the packet, a thin, clear and beautiful plastic sheet comes out of this packet. Taking the opportunity, he very carefully places this thin plastic sheet on the password lock at the prison gate. When the guard types the password into the lock, his fingerprint gets on the plastic. Ray uses his thinking power to figure out the password very quickly. But the real challenge is still ahead. How will he get his hand out of the gate to type the password? Ray makes small balls by soaking toilet paper in water and adding toothpaste to it to make a wet mixture. Then he wraps those small balls in a large paper sheet and makes an unknown tool. He had to do all these things secretly from the CCTV cameras. So from the very beginning, he started observing the guard's movements well. Every time Ray was locked in a dark cell, the guard would go to smoke a cigarette. During this time, the monitoring room would be empty for 7 minutes. This was Ray's best chance. Ray knew that 3 things were very important to escape from prison. He needed to know the guard's routine, the correct way out of the prison, and number 3, he had to have a trusted companion outside. Ray had already learnt about the first and second things. He had also found a weak spot near the prison, a fire station which was attached to the prison wall. Ray also had the location of the black cell near him. After setting everything in his head, he started implementing his plan. He knowingly attacked a prisoner and injured him. It happened just as he had thought. The guard comfortably locked Ray in the black cell. When the guard came to give him food, Ray quickly inserted the paper ball into the lock so that the lock could be opened very easily. The password was only 4 digits, which Ray cracked in the blink of an eye. After coming out of the dark cell, he hacks the monitoring system and plays 1-minute-old footage there, so that the guard does not know anything. Then Ray finds the ventilation pipeline connected to the fire station. While the guard is busy smoking a cigarette, Ray comes out through the pipeline. His friend outside was already ready. He explodes a small car, so that the fire alarm sounds. The guard checks the CCTV footage and everything looks normal. In the meantime, Ray enters the fire station. He quickly steals a firefighter's uniform and hides under a fire truck. Ray reaches the scene with the truck during the commotion. From here, he gets into his friend's car and escapes from there. This was Ray's 14th prison escape. Here it is known that he's not a common criminal. His real job is to test the security system of the prison. In fact, he was the owner of a security company. That is why he used to enter the jail as a fake prisoner and use his intelligence to come out and prove whether the jail's security system needed an upgrade or not. Ray has escaped from such impenetrable prisons that people say that Ray can escape from any prison. One day, a CID man comes to him and tells him that he has to go to a very difficult and secret prison, the name and location of which no one has an order to tell. This mission is very dangerous. Still, Ray is a gambler, because he has been offered several $100,000. Who knew money could make a person do anything? They give Ray a new name and a secret exit code, so that if something bad happens there, he can escape from there using the secret code. Before going to jail, they put a tracking device on Ray's body. Soon the day comes when he will be arrested knowingly and intentionally. But suddenly, some people kidnap him, give him an electric shock. Before he knew it, they took out the tracking device from his body and injected him unconscious. When he opened his eyes, he found himself in a strange prison, where every room was made of glass and there were cameras everywhere. All the prisoners around here were kept under strict surveillance 24 hours a day. This prison was completely suspended in the air so that no prisoner could even think of escaping by hoofing the ground. Seeing this, Ray quickly realized that he was in a terrible situation. To get out of here as quickly as possible, he told the jailer the secret exit code. The jailer of this prison was a very cruel person. Without listening to anything, he imprisoned Ray again. Here it turns out that the jailer was associated with someone who was Ray's enemy. After some time, Ray saw a lot of guards guarding here, armed with weapons whose faces were covered with black masks, and the number of guards is much more than the prisoners. So whenever they wanted, they started beating whomever they wanted. There they made a separate room to torture the prisoners. As soon as they entered, their eyes would start burning due to the intense rays. The temperature there was also very high. After all this, despite enduring this severe pain, Ray observed the entire room well. During the observation, he saw a steel plate connected to the floor with nuts, and then an idea came to his mind. After coming out, he started making a plan. Now he really needed someone to escape from prison. Whenever he went to get acquainted with everyone, a man named Tyson came forward to befriend him. There was a different surprise in his eyes. The man came directly and said, "What do you want?" Ray did not hide anything and said that I need a shiny power glass that reflects light rays to escape from prison. If you bring it to me, our friendship will be confirmed. Tyson agreed. Then he went straight to the jailer and started arguing with him.
So that the jailer gets angry and starts giving Tyson water torture. But in the meantime, he cleverly steals a glass-like hole cover. After being beaten a lot, he gives it to Ray. Ray realizes that this man is also a strong person like him. Impressed by Tyson's work, he tells his real identity, that I am a jailbreaker. Along with this, he also tells his analysis that the structure of this jail is vertical, which means that this jail is built underground. Originally, when he was in the torture cell, he heard the sound of water below. That is, there may be a water pipeline below, so that their escape route can be made through the pipeline. Hearing this, Tyson knowingly starts a fight with the prison gangsters Marco brothers. Then Ray hides a loaf of bread in his hand. As soon as Marco's people start beating him, both of them are sent to the torture cell as per the plan. Upon reaching there, Ray quickly took out the hole cover and focused on the pins with its reflection. In this, the pins quickly melted due to the high temperature and started coming out. Ray took out all the pins one by one within a few seconds. Then he took a piece of bread in his mouth and gestured to Tyson, so that he would divert the attention of the guards towards himself. Then Tyson started his work. When the jailer's gaze went towards Tyson, Ray put the wet bread in his mouth on the CCTV camera so that what was happening inside could not be seen.
Then he got down from the floor and started moving forward along the pipeline. But unfortunately, while moving forward, a wire broke. As a result, water started leaking. Finally, when he reached the top, the ground under his feet moved, because this prison was not underground, but in a huge ship on the water in the middle of the sea, from which it was impossible to escape. In the meantime, water leaked and started entering the prison, so the prisoners in the torture cell were released. Fortunately, Ray managed to gouge out the guard's eyes and returned to the cell just in time and survived. However, another danger was waiting for him on the other side. Actually, the jailer found the nut lying on the floor of the cell and realized that Ray had tried to escape from the prison. Then he quickly called a man. Then we came to know that the person who trapped Ray here was none other than his business partner, Rooster, who had conspired to get all the money for himself in order to become rich. Who knew that the next day, a storm of torture was going to come on Ray? Whenever he tried to sleep, the guard would hit him and wake him up. On this occasion, the guard would beat him a lot. This went on for a long time. Ray would be unconscious and tired all day. Finally, when his condition deteriorated, the guard would take him to the doctor every day. No matter how many wounds, how many painful memories, how many broken hopes, he continued to fight. The doctor was also surprised to see him. After a few days, the torture of the guards stopped. He started making plans again. Basically, he secretly made a direction detector device under the table while eating. During this time, he befriended Mark and made him a member of his team. Then the three of them make a bold plan. According to the plan, Marco lies to the jailer that I have a secret information. I will go up to the deck and tell it. Hearing this, the jailer allows him to go up to the deck. As soon as Marco reaches there, he starts measuring with the direction detector. But this is not enough for Ray. He notices that the water rotates counterclockwise when flushing. Now, after analyzing this data, he determines that they are now in the northern hemisphere. Then he talks to a newly arrived prisoner and finds out that it is November. Then Ray takes his body temperature and guesses that according to the temperature here, it is located near the coast of Morocco. After burning so much wood and straw, finally they determine the exact location. Although they know the location, how will they cross the sea after getting out of here? Then Tyson says, if we can somehow send a message to my people outside, then no one can stop us from escaping from here. Hearing his words, Ray thinks that maybe the prison doctor can help them with this matter. Then they make a plan. According to the plan, Tyson attacks Ray so that he can go to the doctor. In this way, for several days, he pretends to be sick and starts going to the doctor every day. The doctor also cannot bear Ray's suffering anymore, so he agrees to help Ray. Here we come to know that the doctor is actually suffering here all his life, so he promises to reunite Ray with his family. So he secretly sends Ray's message to Tyson's people. All the preparations are done. That night, the jailer sees on the CCTV camera Ray is tapping something on the wall. Actually, it was Morse code. When the jailer decodes it, he sees that there is going to be a riot in C Block tomorrow morning. Seeing this, the jailer gets nervous. He quickly increases the security in C Block 3 times. Who will make him understand that this was Ray's master plan? The real riot is going to happen in his own block, where there were only 2 guards. The next morning, the 2 gangs start fighting among themselves. Taking advantage of this commotion, Ray, Tyson, and Marco start escaping from there.
Then, while escaping, Ray comes in front of the camera and provokes the jailer. The angry jailer orders all the gates of the jail to be closed. Then the three of them start going through the pipeline to the roof of the jail. When they reach the very edge of the deck, their path is blocked by an electric gate. The only way to open it is to turn off the power to the entire ship. At this time, they could be caught again. The jailer traces their location using motion detectors. Then all the guards follow them. And then Marco gets shot in the stomach while escaping. He realizes that his time is up. He tells his companions to escape and fights off the guards alone. However, Ray reaches the bottom with great difficulty. Then he turns off the power to the entire ship. As a result, all the gates open. As soon as the upper gate opened, Tyson came out onto the deck. The happiest thing was that the helicopter had also arrived there. However, he did not leave Ray here alone and run away for the sake of his friendship.
He raises the machine gun and starts firing at the guards who are coming towards him. On the other hand, Ray hides in a water tank where he is difficult to find. Seeing this, Zeller quickly orders the ship to restart. As a result, the tank where Ray was hiding starts to flash automatically. As a result, Ray falls into the sea. Seeing Ray's intelligence, Zeller's eyes go up to his forehead. Then Tyson throws a gun at Ray. Ray quickly catches the gun and fires a few. This causes the oil drum behind Zeller to explode. With this, Zeller dies right here. Then everything calms down, and the two of them reach the African coast. Suddenly, a car comes from the front, from which a beautiful girl gets out. The girl is none other than Jessica. She offered Ray this mission. Then Ray can understand the whole thing. This whole plan was Tyson's daughter, Jessica. In fact, Jessica originally sent Ray there to save her father, and Ray's intelligence brought him out. Finally, we see a sweet smile on Ray's face. In this way, due to the huge conflict and the courage of not giving up, these people were able to reunite with their families, and this beautiful movie ends here with this reunion. So friends, I hope you liked this movie about hard work, torture, and not giving up. If you liked it, please support us by giving this video a like and subscribing to our channel so that all new videos reach you first. Thank you.